was that?
I stopped walking and tried to focus my sight to see who was standing at my grandfather's grave before I approached. I didn't want to interrupt a prayer or anything, but even more I wanted to know who exactly was there. My mind barely considered the idea that it was my father, but it couldn't have been him. Familiar brown hair crowned this person's head instead of the black and gray my father had. He was... Wow. That's a really kind way of saying I don't remember him at all. He was vaguely familiar.
Andrew?
Oh my... Oh, what are you wearing? What is that?
That looks like dress pants and a dress shirt that is slightly disheveled and a blazer. Oh.
I like Andrew. I'm so shallow.
I win.
Look, I just didn't think he was gonna be hitting a lot of buttons for me, alright? But he did, very quickly.
Uh-huh. I told you not to be so hard on him.
Look, I have to be hard on him.
I like him
He's
too.
still a loser, but, like, a beloved loser. It was indeed Andrew. He was dressed in casual clothes, but he was giving his respects to my grandfather. I was curious as to why. I quietly stepped closer and approached Andrew in the grave, being careful not to scare Andrew. At my footsteps, Andrew turned to see me, and realizing it was me, turned fully to me.
Oh, Miss Anderson. I'm sorry. I'll just...
Andrew quickly shook his head and took a step to leave. You're
fine, Andrew.
I stopped him with a hand and smiled. He was merely paying his respects. There was no need for me to intrude. Andrew stared at me before smiling and nodding. Returning to his place in front of the grave, he took a side step to make room for me, so I stepped next to him. I looked at the grave, running my gaze through the engraving in the stone slab before gently laying my bouquet down on it. However, I didn't stand back up. I gently sat down on the grass in front of the grave and stared at it.
Lilies?
Common flowers for gravestones, yeah? My grandfather didn't have a favorite flower.
I heard and felt Andrew gently crouch down and sit beside me. I turned my head to look at him, catching him nodding in acknowledgement to my statement. I turned back to the grave, letting out a small sigh.
So can I ask why you came here?
I came to pay my respects. He was someone I really idolized.
I turned my head to him again, confused.
Idolized?
Mm-hmm. He inspired me to work hard and make people happy. When I interned for his company, he was the first person to greet me at the doors with open arms, even before my father.
I almost couldn't believe what I was hearing. However, the look in Andrew's eyes made my heart break. He truly idolized my grandfather like he was his own grandfather. Good, thankfully, he was not, because that would make this a really, really uncomfortable route.
Your grandfather was an amazing man, but I'm sure I don't have to tell you that. He treated me better than my dad ever could. All my dad cares about is me becoming the CEO. But Harold
Same.
Anderson? No.
I could practically feel my lips move in sync with Andrew's as he continued to speak, almost hearing my grandfather speak alongside him in the air.
He said, "Don't worry about it so much. You have plenty of time to decide. Besides, you should do what makes you happy instead."
He said that to me too.
Andrew turned to me in surprise before smiling.
Really? He cared a lot about you. There were days that he wouldn't stop talking about you and compared you to me.
I'm sorry, I'm taking in this CG.
It's a little unfortunate.
I felt a blush run across my face.
What things did he say?
Well, he told me how cute you were and how you loved to make people happy. He also said you always had the perfect ideas for his toys.
I felt a smile grow on my face, remembering the small moment when I had helped him design his now most popular toy, the glowing heart bear. I didn't realize how proud of me he was because I was so small, But now that I was older, I was able to understand. He plagiarized my ideas.
He always had me help him even when I didn't feel like I could. He was the greatest person ever in my life. He treated me better than my dad.
How does your dad treat you?
Not good!
Really bad.
He's pretty harsh to me. He wants me to be the CEO of the company as well, since it's technically a family business.
He's strict, like my dad. Well, if it ever came to a time where the board had to decide a CEO, I'd gladly give it up for you.
That's not what the past epilogues have been saying.
Liar, liar, plants for hire.
Maybe he just gets stuck with it because I drop out.
I couldn't help but raise an eyebrow. Didn't he want the position?
Apparently neither of us do.
Jeez.
Why, don't you want to be CEO?
To my surprise, Andrew shook his head with a goofy smile.
I don't. My dad wants me to take over the Anderson company, but I really am not sure if I want to or not. Sure, making toys is great and helping people is something I want to do, but I don't know if I want to head the company.
You're not sure what you want to do, just like me.
You don't want to be a CEO either?
Fuck no!
I shook my head. Andrew let out a small laugh.
Man, we must be the worst kids on the planet. Our dads want us to take over a company, but we don't even want to. Imagine what would happen if they actually liked each other.
What?
I don't understand what you're saying.
If our dads...
I couldn't help but laugh with him. We were in the same boat, yet we were on opposing sides. It was like Romeo versus Juliet. Two families competing for one goal, but the competitors didn't even want to try to reach that goal. Andrew gently stopped laughing and smiled at me.
Your grandfather was right about one thing, though. You are really cute.
Oh my.
Blush that had faded from my face suddenly returned at his words. I looked away from him, making him laugh again.
Sorry, it's true. Cross my heart.
Thanks!
He was flattering me. I had to admit he was cute too, but I had only known him a short while. It wasn't realistic to like him more than that, even though at this point I was already
You basically got
head over
married
heels
to
with the
Incubi
deeds.
after only knowing them for 3 days.
Andrew cleared his throat and sat up straight, rubbing the back of his neck.
I'll let you have some time with your grandfather. I don't have anywhere to be, so I'll wait by the gates and give you a ride home when you're done.
Aw, yay.
You can go home, I'll be okay.
Thank you.
It was very sweet of him to wait for me, so I accepted his ride home. Andrew smiled before heading back to the gates. I remained with my grandfather.
I'm sure you're laughing where you are, Grandpa.
I practically glared at the grave, but after a brief second I smiled.
He's a sweet guy and he's a big fan of yours. Who wouldn't be? You cared for everyone no matter who they were. I
gently ran a finger over one of the lilies in the bouquet. It was soft to the touch, but my mind was filled with Andrew for some reason. Okay, can I ask something?
What?
Am I an idiot? Does lilies not have 2 L's in it?
No.
Okay, alright. Because I made fun of Andrew earlier for saying lilies like that. And I went, lilies? Like, that's so stupid, Eric. It turns out the stupid one is me. Was this grandfather's plan? Did he hope for me to meet Andrew as a kindred spirit?
Interessant.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I chuckled softly before standing.
Ghost Grandpa setting me up. I'll be fine, Grandpa. Andrew's a good guy, but who knows?
I shrugged before letting out a sigh and turning back to the cemetery gate, where Andrew awaited me. Andrew led me into his car and drove me home. I went to my room and remained there until dinner.
Antisocial AF.
Remainder of the night was surprisingly uneventful. The boys continued to turn with each other. They were kind enough to stop making me dinner. I was glad for that. Unsurprisingly, the food was perfect, but I felt a little empty without the boys eating what they had already eaten, so kind of felt lonely and felt good, and then I felt that everything was going to the time for school. Skipping a lot, and we're gonna ignore Lizette, because we don't really care about her anymore. We already did our rants, and they were really long, and so we don't need to rant again. And then there's Eris and Malix, and we're fighting in the warehouse. I really love this graffiti. I've said it before, but Pawa is my favorite graffiti.
Barbecue.
I love this place. And,
Stop.
and I went
Stop!
home.
Stop!
No! Oh, we missed it.
I haven't saved it all.
You! Well, we missed one of the important boys. We missed Sam.
I guess this is goodbye. Yeah, have a good one. Fade out.
My soon boy.
Thank you for having us, miss. Maybe we'll see each other again.
Maybe. Maybe not. And then, of course,
Goodbye.
always...
You talked over him!
I didn't know! I was mourning him. As Damien left my sight, I finally let in the air I was denying into my body inside. My life would return to normal, well, as normal as it could be. However, I was smarter and wiser than before. I knew of things beyond humanity now. I had come to learn about the boys and about the existence of the supernatural. I wasn't blind to what was beyond human life. Learning of this made me more open-minded. I went to bed that night accepting and not regretting anything. Or so I had hoped.
You are an interesting creature.
I opened my eyes to see a woman staring down at me with a very sly smirk on her face. I opened my mouth to scream in fright, but a hand quickly covered my mouth.
No screaming now. Too early, silly girl.
I could only stare up at the woman above me. I still felt weak, not having the strength to move and fight her off. She was very beautiful, but I felt more anger than amazement.
Why do the boys like you? You're unique, yes, but that can't be all that you have going for you.
Rage began to consume my core again. This woman, whoever she was making me mad. She must have known as she let another smirk grow onto her face.
Ooh, you're feisty. That could be why.
Before I could bite her hand in anger, she moved her hand from my lips, standing up and staring down at me from her place next to my bed. I quickly sat up and glared daggers at the intruder.
Who the hell are you and why are you in my room?
The woman began to laugh, making the rage inside me increase. I wanted to punch her, but I waited for her answer.
How silly of me. I forgot that we demons are not well known of in your world. You can call me Diana, little human.
Diana, a demon?
You're a demon?
I am, but I'm much more than just an average demon.
What do you mean?
Silly girl. I'm a succubus.
I stared at Diana in shock. A succubus? First incubi, now a succubus. Great, I had no but both genders are very sex statements. Diana crossed her arms under her bosom and looked at my body.
Well, you are pretty. But you seem very reckless. Too reckless.
I moved out and stood up from the bed, still glaring at Diana.
Why are you here?
Well, I came here to clean up what the boys clearly forgot to clean. Men. So sloppy.
Me af.
What do you mean by that?
I mean erasing your memories, sweetie.
This woman wasn't serious. She was serious. Serious, was she? She comes into my room and she spouts this. This was ridiculous. I began to walk toward my door, wanting to leave the room. The boys would get rid of her. I had no mind about dealing with her with myself.
The boys are gone, sweetie.
I froze in place. What? They were already gone? No way.
Uso!
I turned to Diana, glaring hard at her as she kept a smirk to me.
Uso dayo!
Am I? If you want to go see for yourself, you can. But I promise you'll be wasting your time.
I stared, trying to find any hint that she was lying. She had to be. The boys wouldn't just up and leave without resting first, right? Diana crossed her arms and waited for me to make a choice. I decided to believe her for now. I'd find some hint in this conversation. Yeah, okay.
What do you mean, take my memories?
Well, we demons can't have just anyone knowing about us. You have to completely devote your soul to learning about us. And even then, it's not always guaranteed that you can be granted knowledge of us.
What makes me not deserve to know everything?
I was attacked. They bled out on my floor.
Diana allowed a laugh, running a hand through her hair before looking back to me, amused.
You were attacked by a gang and were almost killed. You found
Nah. Yes, there
a
was.
human like you can't understand the rules. The boys themselves aren't even aware of the rules. They'll learn soon enough.
Dun dun dun.
Diana flipped her hair before looking to me with a stern look.
Listen, sweetie. You're not going back to bed or leaving this house with those memories. I'm taking them from you one way or another.
I glared, standing my ground.
You're not taking my memories. I'm not letting you.
And what do you plan to do with them, huh? Tell the
Blah blah blah.
Now she was making me mad. Did she seriously think I was this stupid? These memories were precious to me, and I wasn't going to let her. I wasn't going to let her win over my mind.
Those memories are important to me. I know that other creatures exist. I know that magic exists. I'm more open-minded now.
open-minded or gullible.
That doesn't make any sense. What is she mean by that? The point of
There's
being open-minded was blah, blah,
nothing
blah.
to learn from remembering the boys that won't bring trouble. I'm merely saving you from that. There are more than just demons who want to keep their existence a secret. There are many creatures in this world that don't want to be known of, and you remembering a small fragment is not acceptable to them without good reason.
Diana smirked.
If you would have kept the boys, or at least had one of them around, they'd be a little more lenient to listen to your pleas. However, you're about to go into tomorrow without any of them around.
I can't believe my ears. There were more than just demons? Other fictional creatures existed? There was a system? What? Diana sighed and snapped her fingers, lifting up my body from the ground with her magic.
Look, I can kill you and no longer waste what little time I have, or I can erase your memories and go on with my life. I have more important things to do above arguing with you.
I looked down at the ground to see something that made every nerve in my body quickly quake in fear. On the ground was a large open mouth with wet, sharp teeth, and it was leaned to an empty octopus, and I could feel the heat from the mouth's blood panning on my floating body.
Ah!
Same. I looked at Diana, who was looking at me with a stern and almost heartless gaze. How could you be
Make a
so
choice,
heartless?
sweetie. Give up your memories, or be a demon snack. I warn you, he's quite the biter.
Kinky.
I was panicking. I was about to die. Again, the boys weren't here to protect me. What was I going to do?
Bye.
Bye. My mind began to wander. Were the memories truly worth my life?
Nope.
But then I remembered, I'm only human. I wasn't a demon. I wasn't special. Though the magic was too large for me, I already had a world to face without magic being involved. As a wave of sadness went through, replaying the memories of all that had happened in the past few days, the last time we were speaking up.
Fine, take my memories.
I couldn't keep them. They were beyond my world. They were beyond what I needed to know. I was never meant to know of them. Diana nodded.
Glad you understand now.
The pit beast below me closed its jaws, vanishing into nothing as I was lowered to the ground. I stood up straight and looked at Diana, resolved. Diana sighed before closing her hand and muttering Latin phrases under her breath, and then loud enough for me to barely hear, and then she opened her hand and revealed a small purple vial.
What is that?
A memory potion. It will remove all of the memories of demons and magic from your mind. With the memories gone, you can live your life as free as you want.
What about the boys?
I have a spell for them. As soon as you drink that potion, you sign your contract with me, and I will take the boys back to where they belong.
Will they remember me?
I'll make sure they won't. They won't even remember ever thinking about coming to the human world.
Why didn't you use it before now? Why do I have to drink it knowingly?
Because demon magic isn't black and white, dear. The one catch is that the potion has to be drunk with full natural consent, so I can't just slip it into your chocolate milk or pour it into your mouth as you sleep. That's the downside of good succubus magic.
So I'll be...
A plain, boring human. No potential, no abilities, No memories to even have abilities. You'll be a plain Jane girl in a plain Jane world.
I nodded before looking to the vial. My memory in exchange for my humanity. I popped the cork of the vial and gingerly brought it to my lips. Goodbye, magic. Goodbye, demons. Goodbye, strange future. Hello, normalcy. I tilted my head back and chugged the drink down, feeling its magic already starting to work as it reached the inside of my mouth. I felt dizzy and sick, but I sucked down every last drop of the liquid. I felt the memories of the boys fade. I never met them in my house when I moved in. I was never attacked by mugs or goons. I was never kidnapped, and I never met Diana. As I finished drinking, I felt my body grow weak, almost becoming unable to continue standing up. My vision was blurred and fuzzy, and I couldn't help but let my eyes shut. I asked for this. I wouldn't have the boys protecting me anymore. I didn't even open my eyes when I finally fell forward into Diana's arms.
It's for your own good, sweetie. Forget about it and be normal. I'm sorry.
I felt my mind slowly relax.
Ah!
I don't. What did he say?
Oh well. Oh no, we missed. What did you do? When did you last save? Eventually, the morning arrived and the sun screamed to me to get up.
Ah!
I'm on fire! Surprisingly, I woke up before my alarm clock, which was nice. I stretched out and quickly got dressed, getting ready for school. I suddenly went over in my mind what had happened over the weekend, feeling wary.
I moved in Friday night, had a house party Saturday, and enjoyed my day Sunday. Yup, sounds about right.
I scooped up my bag and headed downstairs to the dining room. The room was empty and I felt hungry. I needed something to eat. I looked at my phone and saw a text I must have completely forgotten about.
Hey, I know you have school today, but do you want to hang out after?
Deto.
I couldn't help but get a small splat. Look, I just want to corrupt him, okay? I couldn't help but smell a smile from going on my face. Andrew was sweet and seemed like a good guy, and I wanted to ruin him. I remembered how he gave me his number as he dropped me off at home from my visit to my grandfather's grave.
Smooth.
your grandpa's dead. Here's my number in case you need to pick me up. Making my smile grow bigger. I chuckled and texted back.
Sure, why not?
I made some quick toast and coffee and a jump start. I felt drained and did not want to fall asleep in class. Something bothered me, though. My house felt empty, or at least emptier than when I came for some reason, but I couldn't put my finger on it, but it slightly bothered me. I finished my food and quickly rushed to the front, waiting for Naomi's car and confident that nothing was going to happen.